What's going on, y'all? Happy Midday Monday to ya. Pray that all is well. It's Mr. Favor, and I'm back in the saddle again for another Midday Monday Nugget. Hope you all are doing well today on this semi-pre-cool slash it's warming up Monday. Pray that y'all are having a great day today, being safe and successful and productive. And I got a chance to, well, I got a moment. Hold on. Okay.
You and I are going to find a place to park out there.
Okay.
When they get the truck in here and get loaded.
Yeah. I'll follow you. Hey, look here. I ain't got no problem sitting. Cut the truck off, save some fuel, wind them windows down, let the breeze fly through, huh? I ain't got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, happy midday Monday to you guys. Pray that all is well. It's Mr. Favor, and I'm back. Listen, guys, I got a nugget for you today. Very, very important nugget, guys. I covered this before, probably about, I don't know, I guess about maybe a month ago, I guess. But I've been hitting it every week, probably for the last 3 weeks, for the last 2 at least. I've been really driving this home, guys. I talked about counting up the costs, and I talked about a lot of things that you have to do that is required when you are planning to start a business. And a lot of people don't do this. So I'm going to talk about it again today. I'm going to share it today. But before I get to that, I'm going to go ahead and invite you all to tune in tonight at 7 p.m. with AGA for another edition of Back to the Bible. And we've been having a great time. A lot of people are really being blessed, and they are applying a lot of the things that we've been talking about. And wow, they got a lot going on over here, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Woo-wee. You talking about tight. Everybody coming in at the same time. You got traffic going in, traffic going out in these grocery store parking lots, man. A lot of time you on these job sites, and they're really tight. You got to really pay attention. That's what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, guys. People are all in the way. I mean, they see you coming in and they pull right in the way. Hold on, guys. I'm kind of trying to get situated here, and we got to get staged over here in the parking lot. Okay, guys. Good afternoon to everybody. Pray that all is well. Happy midday Monday to you. I'm going to acknowledge y'all in just a minute as soon as I get parked and kind of staged a little bit. All right, guys, here I go. Oh. Whew. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, guys, I'm back. I can chill now. Alrighty, good evening to you. What's going on to the McLaughlins? What's happening? What's up? Yeah, we had a wonderful weekend this past weekend, celebrating 20 years. 20 years of pastoring and 20 years of church anniversary. And we had a wonderful, wonderful weekend this past weekend. Saturday afternoon was the 20-year celebration banquet. And yesterday was the close. We had 11 o'clock. Man, we had DTWC style church. You hear me? We had DTWC style church. Good evening to you, Sister Keisha. What's going on? God bless you, Sister Keisha. DTWC Georgia's own. Pray that all is well. Sister Fred Sean. What's going on, Sister Fred Sean? Good evening to you. Pray that all is well. Sister Fred Sean was at the banquet on Saturday night. She was up in the house at the banquet. It was so good to see so many people, guys. It was so many people there. Whoa. Why are my windows down a minute? Cut my truck off. Save some fuel. You know what I'm saying? Get my little lean on. There we go. Yeah, guys. So we had a wonderful time. And so many people came out and helped celebrate Saturday afternoon. So many pastors and dear brothers and sisters of mine. So many people came and family members, and it was just beautiful. And yesterday was even better, even a better time. Well, I can't say that. Both days was best. Both days was great, awesome. So I can't say one was better than the other. That's not what I meant to say. But what I meant to say was we even had even more of a great time. It was a combinational thing. So that's a word of wisdom. Choose your words carefully. Choose your words carefully and take time to clarify what you're saying so it won't be misinterpreted. All right. That's the word of the wise. Good evening to you, my brother Alan Williams, and my sister Amy Williams. I ain't gonna get started. Man, we had a time, man. We had a time yesterday at the temple. We had a time at the banquet, man. The Lord used that brother right there. That brother preached yesterday. And Sister Amy, Power God hit her. That's all I can say about that. But God moved, man. Man, we had a wonderful time. Great fellowship, great food. We had fun. And I want to say to DTWC church family, great job. And we know that we give all glory and honor to God, but great job. I got a lot of gifts. I mean, just gifts. So I want to say thank God and say thanks to everybody who sold into my life, who blessed me with gifts and cards and all kind of stuff. I got phone calls from people that couldn't make it. All yesterday, all the way to church. When I left the banquet Saturday night, I was getting phone calls. Just a lot of people that were just, words of encouragement and how the ministry has blessed them and encouraged them and inspired them. And just to see the church growing, man, we got people coming from left and right. God is just sending people to the church. Lives are being changed. I mean, young people on top of that. I'm just grateful about, man. We're seeing an incoming of young people, teenagers, early 20s. They're coming to the church seeking and looking for the truth. They want the truth. They're saying, Pastor, we want the truth. Keep preaching that truth, and just weeping and rejoicing because the power of God is falling on them and changing their lives. There was a drawing of young people that is coming to the church, to the churches in this last day. You know what I'm saying? God's going to use these young people, man. I'm telling y'all, God's going to use young people to get this end time harvest in. Because a lot of the older people, and when I say older, I mean like in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, we have gotten, I'm not even going to say the 70s, because a lot of them have labored. A lot of our seasoned saints have already put their time in and paid their dues. And it's time for the next generation that is between the younger generation to carry the torch so what has happened is we have gotten relaxed. That generation, I'm in that generation because I'm in my latter 40s, but I'm in that generation, and I see our generation, we have gotten relaxed. Not everybody, but there was a percentage of people have gotten relaxed, and they don't have that motivation, and they don't have that mandate. They're not taking the mandate serious to really go out and gather the harvest. And so what God is doing, he's doing something through these young people, and he's lighting a fire in these young people, these teenagers and early 20s and all of those. They're getting it, man. They're getting on fire, and I believe God's going to use them in this last day. You watch and see now. And I'm telling you, because the harvest truly is plenteous, but the labors are few. Amen. What a time we had in the Lord. We love the Williams indeed. Yeah, they're part of us. They're part of us. Great being with you guys yesterday. Thanks for letting us be a part of such an awesome milestone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A milestone was set yesterday. 20 years. 20 years. The foundation has been laid. Wow. That's all I can say, man. It's the Lord's doing, and it's marvelous in our eyes. No way that you can last 20 years without God being with you and on your side. That's a blessing. And history was made yesterday in Deliverance Temple. Deliverance Temple history was made yesterday. It's 20 years. So we're going to always honor God and cherish that moment. And I'm just grateful to be a part of what God is doing through Deliverance Temple. And the next chapter that we are about to embark upon, that we're about to step into, it's going to be a powerful, powerful move of God that's coming in the next chapter. And we're excited about it. So keep praying for us, guys. Keep praying for us. I know that's right, Sister Franshaw. I know that's right. Well, I'm gonna get to the nugget of the day, guys. And then I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what the weekend tonight at 7 p.m. So come back and hang out with AGA, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that great segment, the issues in the music ministry. There was some people that was sharing at the banquet that they've been tuning in to the segments on Monday nights, and they've been blessed and encouraged musicians. And so that's a blessing within itself, man. Just never know who's watching, who lives you're touching. So just gotta stay focused and keep doing what the Lord has called you to do. Can't get distracted by, things that really doesn't have anything to do with what your assignment is and what the work of God is. So I'm just staying focused, guys. But let me get to the nugget of the day. I was talking about counting up the costs, and when you start a business, you got to sit down and you got to do your research and you got to do your homework and count up the costs and things. And you can go back and check out a couple of those videos. I want to say it's probably been 3 weeks back. You can just go through the archives and just kind of look at the replay. But I've been talking about counting up the costs and all those type of things. And one of the things that I'm seeing, and I talked about it, even when I talk to people who are thinking about getting in business. One thing that I tell them, and y'all can vouch for me when I say this, those of you that watch and tune in on the Midday Monday Nuggets on a regular basis, you know that I cover this, and it's on video, so it can't be denied. You know what I'm saying? And it can't be said that I didn't talk about it, because I got it on video. It's in the videos. It can't be denied. But one of the things that I talk about is you got to count up the costs, and I talk about capital. I talked about that. If you have a certain amount of money, it'll be better for you to finance something instead of spend all your money and purchase a truck, because you never know what you're going to run into, or start a business. Those that are in trucking, same thing. If you start a business, whatever kind of business you start, you need to have some startup capital. You got to have some capital, guys. Because if all you got is money to purchase something and you don't have any money left, hey, Mama Nikki, what's going on? Good to see you. Happy Midday Monday to you. Pray that all is well. Good to see you, Mama Nikki. You gotta and startup capital basically is like this. When you start a business, you gotta have some money to get started, and you gotta have some money to run off of and maintain your business until you start receiving consistent income. Well, what a lot of people are doing, they're starting businesses, but they have no money. They have no capital. And so what happens is, when you start a business and you don't have no capital, you don't put any money aside. If you run into some repairs, or you run into happen to purchase equipment or supplies or anything like that, whatever your business is, the money that you make, you got to turn around and put back into the business. Okay. So I talked about, you're not going to see a profit. Statistically, most businesses, you're not going to see a profit in the first year, first 2 years, 3 years, because especially now this is only to those who have no capital. Okay. But if you start a business and you got capital, you got extra funds outside of what you are using to start your business. Okay. For that cushion that I talked about in some videos prior, you got to have some cushion funds. You got to have capital. You understand? That way you have something that you can maintain the business with until the income start coming in, and you got money set aside just in case you have an issue or something takes place. Well, here's the problem. The problem is, we have people who start businesses, but they don't do their homework. They don't do the research. They don't count up the costs. And then they start seeing these checks. You remember I talked about that? You start making money and people get caught up in this money and how much you can make, and get caught up in checks. And so, but they don't consider the fact that because they didn't have no capital, they didn't have no money, that they had $20,000, $30,000, something like that, depending on your business. Now, as far as trucking, you need to have at least $30,000, $40,000. Okay. This ain't got nothing to do with your insurance, your tags, and all of that. You need to have about anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000, depending on the truck you buy or whatever the case may be. You need to have that outside of your money that you're using to get the business started. Okay. And this is where a lot of people don't do their homework. They don't have no money. And so what happens is when they go to work and all of the checks that come in, they have, the checks has to be put back into the business. And so they don't see a profit. So they feel like they working for nothing, or, I'm not making any money. I'm not making any money. You're not making any money because the money that you are making, you got to put it back into the business. Or if you have a repair that needs to be made or done, you got to take that money and make the repair. You know what I'm saying? If you want the business to continue to operate, if you want the business to continue to run, you got to put that money back. So when you don't start out with money set aside in capital, well, you're not going to really see a profit, because a lot of your money is going to have to go back into the business. Anybody that has been in business for a length of time, they can vouch for this. They can confirm this. And so a lot of people, they go in business. They go in business. They don't have no capital. They don't have no money. And see, you can have good credit. You can have good credit, but good credit does not equal capital. That's two different areas. Your credit can get you things, but it is the capital that causes you to help pay for it, to maintain the maintenance, the payments, everything else, your insurance, your tax, all of that stuff. Okay, those are two different entities right there. And so a lot of people want to get in business. They want to do their own thing, but they don't realize it's a lot that comes with being in business. And you find that out when you get in business. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times we think, I'm in business. I got my own business. I'm the boss. And we get our logos, we get our cards, we make a Facebook page, all that. All that's great. It's exciting, but that's not all there is to business. And you got to work that business. You got to build that business. You got to get out, you got to hustle. You got to get out and you got to work. And you can't just sit and put all your eggs in one basket. You got to get your name out there. You got to get your name to different and multiple companies. You need to introduce yourself. Sometimes you got to get in your personal vehicle and you got to ride around, and you got to become your own advertisement. You got to go and talk to people and introduce yourself and give them your information so that people can know that you're there. Because if a person doesn't know that you exist, how can they call you for service? Okay. And you can't wait for somebody else to, get you in and all this and that. Y'all remember when I made the videos about we have to change our mentality. We have to change our mindset when it comes to business. The way we used to think, we can't think anymore. We got to change our whole mindset. There has to be another level of maturity and responsibility when you step into this role. You can't just say, your attitude can't just be my business. This is mine and this and that. It's more to being in business than saying this is mine. Okay. It's a lot of responsibility that comes with being in business. And it's more than just getting a check, making money, and getting compliments and all of that. Okay? Because when the compliments are gone and you can't get checks if you're not working, and you can't work if nobody don't know who you are, And because you got to remember, you are one of many. You're not the only one in your field, your career. You're not the only one offering this service. So you got, what makes you different? I did a video about that. What makes you different than anybody else that would cause people to choose and pick you to render the service that they're looking for? What makes you different? What's your signature? What makes you stand out? What makes you different than everybody else? And it's not about being in competition. You don't have to compete with nobody. You don't have to bash nobody. You don't have to try to tear down somebody's name. You don't have to attack somebody's credibility. You don't have to do that, because when you do that, you're actually making yourself look bad. Because what people would do, people will sit back and listen to you, and they'll watch you and how you bash other people. Well, that shows the type of person you are, because the person is the representative of your business. So if that's the type of person you are, and that's how you carry on, that's the type of business you're going to operate. And that's what people see, because you are your own advertiser. You are your own representative. Good evening to you. Happy midday Monday to you, Mother Leota Kears. So, so when you go out and you bash and you talk about people and you try to discredit people and you try to give people a bad name, you're making yourself look bad. I'm telling you. And people are not going to want to do business with you. They're not. And so, because you are showing them the type of person you are, you got to be professional. You got to be professional. And so, I tell people that all the time, but it just don't seem to register with some people. And then they wonder why they don't get called. They wonder why they don't get any work. They wonder why they sit a lot. They wonder why they don't be the first choice, or they're not a preference on the list, because they done heard the negativity. They done heard it. And remember, I shared with you guys that business is a small circle. It's a small circle. Conversations circulate every day. Okay? So you got to watch your representation. You got to watch how you do business. You got to watch who you communicate with, how you interact with people, because that is what represents you. Okay? So count up the cost, guys. It's more than just making money. I say it all the time. It's more than just making money. It's a lot of responsibility in this thing. You got to do paperwork. You got to do invoices. You have to keep up with your receipts, or all of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so I tell people, you got to count up the cost, guys. You got to count up the costs, okay? And that's all I'm trying to say. Have some capital. If you're going to start something, have some capital, or else everything you make, you're going to have to put back. And then you're going to get frustrated. Then you're going to get upset. I've seen a lot of people quit, throwing the towel, because they had no understanding that things was going to be a little rough, because they didn't have no capital. You got to have capital, guys. And if you're not ready to start a business, just don't do it. Okay. Make sure you have what you need. Sometimes, when you talk to people and you try to tell them these things, they think you're being negative. You're trying to stop them. You're trying to block them, and all of this negativity stuff that they give back to you. And what you're trying to show them and help them to see is, man, this is more than what you think it is. You understand? Do you have any capital? Have you built any relationships with shops, or do you know anybody that deals with maintenance or tires? Or see, this is all a part of your homework. Before I started, I went and I introduced myself. I got to meet people that was mechanics, that sells tires. I also went and I talked to people that had to work. I introduced myself. I turned in my insurance certificates, my all of that. I had my insurance adjuster to send certificates to different companies so that I can get my insurance information out there. So when they needed a truck, they had my information, they had my name, the number, they could call me. And if I was available, I went. Okay. So you got to build these relationships. You got to build your business. You are the person that represents and advertises for your business. All right. So count up the cost, guys. Don't jump into something if you're not ready. If you're not ready, you don't have enough capital, do your homework. How much is it going to take? How much is it going to cost me to get in this particular business? And if you got to wait, you just got to wait. If you got to put some money aside, if you got to save some more, just save some more. It's best to save and have what you need than to not have it at all. Okay. And so don't worry about what somebody going to say. And sometimes this is another thing that I tell people, but they don't listen. I just hate to be that way. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm just real. I'm straight up. You know what I'm saying? This is just me. And I'll be trying to tell people sometimes, I'll be like, don't be broadcasting. Don't be putting stuff out there too soon, because you don't know what you're going to run into. You don't know the situation. Things may change. So if you put out there and you post or you do this or do that, you know what I'm saying? Put it out there. Now you gotta honor it. You see what I'm saying? It's not wise to reveal and to share everything prematurely, especially when you don't have everything established. You don't have everything in stone. You haven't done all your homework. You haven't counted all your costs. You haven't counted all your costs. It's not good to broadcast stuff before time. I tell people that all the time. It's not wise because you haven't finished. You got to do your first work first, but, and this is why I said earlier, we got to be mature for this, because sometimes you'll do things and you sit back and be like, wow, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said that, So you gotta really, really make sure things are together. You gotta make sure you do your homework, count up the costs, and then you go from there. Okay, guys. I spent a little time today, but I just wanted to cover a lot of things today. I had to cover a lot today because I want you guys to get an understanding of this. This is not a walk in the park. Okay, you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. You're gonna spend a lot of money. I can vouch for that. I tell people, I have paperwork, invoices. That's why I deal with shops. I deal with shops so I can have a paper trail of everything I do or I get done. Just in case of any questions or whatever the case may be, any doubt. I got paperwork. I can prove it. So I got shops that I deal with. They are certified and they have warranty. So if something go wrong, something go bad, I can bring it back because it's under warranty. I don't care what it is. I don't care what kind of part it is. It's under warranty. You bring it back to the shop. They honor it and they replace it and no cost to you. So this is why you need to establish relationships, business partnerships across the board. That way you can have some paperwork, paper trail. So if there is any issues arise, you can say, look, here go the paperwork right here. This is the shop that rendered it. This is how much it costs. This is when it was done. It's got a warranty. Any issues, take it back. Here you go. That's it. That covers you. And that eliminates a lot of the stuff that can arise out of, whatever that can arise. So, I've been in business too long to be making foolish mistakes. One thing about what business will do, responsibility, it will make you wise. So you want to cover your bases in any and every way that you possibly can. Okay. So, that's that. So, guys, don't be so in a hurry to step out and do something if you know you haven't counted up the costs and you don't have the necessary means and the provisions to start something and to maintain it. Okay. Just be honest with yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Don't be caught up in an image. Don't be caught up trying to impress somebody, trying to prove somebody wrong, all that kind of stuff. That is not the reason to get in business. Okay? That is the wrong reason. Make sure you get in business for the right reasons. Okay? You don't get in business to show somebody up, or try to prove somebody wrong, make somebody jealous, or this crazy stuff. Somebody hating on you. That's immaturity. That is so immature. Hating on you. If you know what comes with if you know the responsibility that comes with being in business, the last thing will be coming out of your mouth, somebody hating on you and jealous of you. Because if people really understand the responsibility and the sacrifice and all the things you got to go through to be in business, that'll be the last thing that cross your mind, somebody hating on you. So that's not why you should do things. Okay? So I know the truth sometimes could be a bit offensive, be a little tough to hear, but I'd rather tell you the truth than to tell you a lie than you sit up there and thinking one thing and then it be something else. Okay? So it is what it is, guys. But that's the nugget today. That way that'll eliminate, because I'm seeing a lot of people, man, they jumping out here, but they have no capital. They have no capital at all. So you got to have some capital, guys. When I started, are we able to reach out to you for further questions? Sure. Yes. Do you have a question? Sister Franchon, you can ask your question. It's okay. I got time because I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here in the parking lot. They got a lot of stuff going on, and we can't even do what we need to do because it's a lot going on back there. So I'm just sitting here. Anybody have any questions? This is what I'm talking about. Interacting. But if you have any further questions, sure, you can message me, and I will gladly answer any questions you all may have. Sure, that's no problem. Woo. It's getting about my lunchtime. Well, I don't really see nothing. I don't really see anything around here. Okay, guys. But yeah, sure. If any, okay, we got a question. She says she is still brainstorming. So in the event, wait a minute. Let me put my glasses on, guys. This writing is real small. I got to put my glasses on so I can see. Okay, she says, I am still brainstorming, so in the event that one may arise, I want to see if that was an option. Okay. Yes, that is an option. So if anyone have any questions about anything, because I do get that a lot. I get people that reach out to me with different questions and about business and stuff like that. But sure, you can message me and message me your questions and I will respond accordingly. Bear with me sometimes because during the day I get a lot of calls and emails and things, and so and I be in and out of the truck a lot, so I will check the messenger periodically. So if anybody have any messages, so because a lot of people do message me, and a lot of people they call me and text me and stuff too. Like I said, a lot of people I run into in the gym, and they walk up to me and they ask me questions, and they tell me they be watching the videos and they're really being blessed by the videos and inspired, and so that's really encouraging. And so yes. So I understand. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I got to make some phone calls. I got some missed calls. I got to call back. Got some people that I need to reach back out to. I got to contact some other people that involve issues that I need to get resolved. I got some people calling me and they have some questions. They need some help with some resolutions. Now, this is more on the spiritual side. This is not the natural side, because, I am a pastor too. So I have some people who need some godly counsel, some wisdom to help them with some issues and situations that they're going through spiritually. So, so that those two things are going on at the same time. Even though this is business hours, I'm a pastor. I'm still a pastor. So, and then I pastor people. I'm responsible for people. So I have a lot of people that I'm responsible for. So I have to be available to them as well. So y'all pray for the boy. That's all I'm saying. I need your prayers. All right, guys. This is Mr. Favor. I really enjoyed you guys. Come back tonight. Those of you who tune in every Monday night, come back tonight. Hang out with AGA for another segment. Back to the Bible. All right. Y'all continue to have a God bless Monday afternoon. Be safe out there. Be productive. Be successful in everything you do. All right. Continue to make it a great day. This is Mr. Favor. I'm out of here. Peace.